Good. Go, baby, go. Beautiful. Pretty good. Ready? Beautiful. All weeks down in here. Good hot. Good. Catch them up. Twist the pinblock. There we go. Oh, that's nice, huh? Yeah, it doesn't leave that much pressure. It fits really good. Very nice. Pin block's all glued in now. And we're just wiping the glue up here and there. We had to put a new veneer here. And there we have it. Get the excess glue out of there. And we'll be ready to put the plate in soon. And ready to go. We French polish the sides here. Touch these up. This over the original finish, but that would be good enough to lacquer over in the future. It's a good base. So here we're going to put this piece in now. That is the original piece. That was steamed out of there. Needs a little fitting there.
There's some glue in the way.
Oh, some glue in the way. And boy, look at how that fits though, huh? So nice. Oh, and that little cap goes on there. Beautiful. We don't have to make it. That's a hard piece to make too. And hard wood. So, anyways, there we have it. Ah, yes, the old chalk fit. That piece fits so tight in there. Look how it bucks up against here. And locks in the pin block here, and they got two big screws. One goes right through the plate here. And it's very strong. So where is it touching there? Oh, right there. So we gotta chisel this off, and we're almost there. Nice.
Here's our nice little block of maple. We glued this little shim on here. Original shim. That's good now. The next step is to flip this whole piano over, and we're going to work on the bottom.
Music Merchants, yep. National Association of Music Merchants, that's what that is. I've seen these before, lots of them. See, right there, music merchants, National Association of Music Merchants, right there. There it is. I don't know what this meant. We looked it up one time, we found out what it was. But I've seen those stickers on quite a few things.
Okay. We flip this over to glue this stretcher. This whole thing is loose. So we're gonna set up to glue this and glue it next. Nice and warm. Let's see if we can get some glue in here.
Should be pretty easy, it's pretty open.
Probably good enough.
Pour it. Maybe. Looks like there's a lot in there.
Maybe.
But that didn't work. Pretty good. Oh yeah, jeez. Lots of gold. Beautiful. Gushing out.
Yep, okay. Hold, please.
Okay, that's it.
The next day, we can see how this turned out. These boards aren't completely glued to the case. Come on, you. Should have put double paper here. Looks good. Very tight. No loose stuff, you'd be able to hear it. I'll clean this up and then I can start working on the trap work. Moving on to the trap work. all this is going to come off. All these leathers, these are not original. Most things are original here. Make sure everything works properly. New felts, new leathers. Everything, pretty much everything's from 1930 here. Going to fit the wire. See if it fits. Those little pegs. We'll do that later. We'll take these off and clean them up, get them ready for new leathers and felts. One more look at this trap work here, in case we forget how something was. It's always good to look back at the video. Old little leather there. These are in good shape. Luckily, they're not all smashed up. The piano didn't fall on them. This was like it was replaced at one time. We'll put a new one there. New leathers. We're going to clean up this bottom too a little. It's pretty beat up. Just tried to take this beam off here. Not sure what's holding it on. Might have been glued. There must be a screw holding it on. Maybe under these sneaky screws or something. We're going to take that off, strip it. Someone put black on it at one time. Remove the old sticker. Moving sticker. Maybe touch up these, or fix these corners. These corners are all beat up. Maybe work on these. These are strange. We've only seen these on this piano. These extra overkill leg chocks. 1-inch steel bar holding this on. Clean this up. Make sure these work. Make sure there's no rattles on these. Make sure these hold the legs on good. They do not right now. There's a space here between the leg and this. That's not good. Here's the bottom before we do anything. These are neat. These crazy leg chocks. Taking these old leathers off here. That one's original. That one's, or the wood is in good shape here. This one was replaced. You can see the original holes. It was a little square thing like this. And it must have got so worn out that the spring started chewing up the wood. So we're going to have to replace this wood, or add our own wood to make sure this is nice and flat. Just another little thing. Lots of little things to fix. And of course put nice fresh leather back with some nice tacks. Here's this screw that caused some problems. This was too long. It was a replacement. It went through the key bed into the action, damaged the key bed. We're going to need to look at that later. We have lots of screws. I'm sure I can find a nice replacement that is just like this. I think this whole panel is going to come off. This is proud, this cast iron here. I'm sure that's not helping the leg sit flat. You can see the leg is pushing here, denting the wood in a little. Here too. We need to make sure the legs sit very flat against these, very stable. We don't want them wiggling around. This will be looked at, all three of these, one for each leg. Pretty interesting. They got a spring in here with a pin that pushes up against this to lock it in. I'm sure these can cause rattles. That's not good. And all this wood is all chewed up from people hammering it on, missing, hitting the key bed. We'll fix this, make it look better. Make sure these work well. There's a nice clean wood. We're going to look at these two. This one looks better. We're going to make sure though. This is very stiff. This is almost impossible to move. I believe we have this piece. We can put that back. We can put black on the beams. Maybe when we tip it on its side so we don't drip it on our soundboard. Huge rim. This back one looks okay. That sits nice and flush. This one's very loose. Is there a pin in there? I don't see one. Oh yeah, there it is, if you can see it. Pin in there, locks it in. We might take these apart. Make sure they don't rattle. That's the main concern. I need to hold the leg on too. These don't even touch the legs at the moment. We need to adjust the legs, because we can't adjust that. We can't move this. That's about it for the bottom. Put black here. That looks kind of patchy and bad. So that's it for now. Here's the beam for the lyre. Filled in all these big marks and dents, scratches with Bondo. Bondo works very good. It's very stable. This is going to get a nice coat of black shellac now to blend in with the bottom. The bottom's going to get a nice black coat too. Some sanding here. Maybe fill these in. That's from someone hitting it with a hammer, trying to hammer this piece on. Missing. So this will get a nice black coat. It will look much better. The trap work is being worked on. I also added a nice hard maple shim behind this metal plate here, because this leg chock was not even touching the leg. We had to put pieces of wood in there. It should be good now. This leg's not on very tight. It will need to be hammered on. These legs are in need of work for sure. They are sturdy right now. They're good enough to hold the piano up. But to fully restore this, this would probably have to come apart. All of this moves. It's not solid. Of course, reveneering. I think we have the trim, but that will come later. I'm going to add a shim just like this to the other two legs now, because they both need it. I'm working on that damaged key bed below here right now. Also, these are replacements. Somebody replaced these leg plates at one time. So this is all kind of like homemade type deal. Works though. I'll make sure it fits good. Fix that key bed problem. And this bottom should be well on its way to being finished. Moving on to the rim here and the beams. This had a quick sanding, smoothing everything out. We're going to put some black on here, some black on these. It should look very good. I also noticed there's quite a bit of glue left on this soundboard that I missed. You might not be able to see it, but there's a lot of glue here that'll be wiped up today. And then the bottom will be looking very good cosmetically. The lyre is just about ready to go on. That was worked on earlier. Trap work is still being worked on. And then we can flip this back over and continue from there. I fished out this piece here. That will go back. I'm going to clean this up. It's full of old glue. And then prepare to clamp this. And it should be very easy. Taking these little parts out here, the little guide pins, we're going to sand the top of this lyre here, fit it to the case. And this one is being very stubborn. It might break off. That's okay. We can just put a little replacement back. Simple dowels. We're going to put dowels in here too. We forgot. Those are hollow. It'll help strengthen it. And that's it.
Oh, went into the hollow piece. There's the pin right there. So now we're going to knock that out. And we can actually use the same bit. Put it in this way. A block of wood here. Hopefully There we go. See the pin popping right out there. It's hard to drill these. If we broke this off flush, it's hard to drill it out. And without a force nut, but anyways, we got the pin out. We can put it back in. Pull our pin out. All we got to do is plug that hole. And it's a good way to get the things apart without smashing it. So here, I'm going to save that.
A little more, it'd be good. That looks pretty good. We'll just cut that off flush, put some black over it. Now we can do these. Nice and hot. I think this is the last piece to glue on the bottom of the case. Fits very nice. There's almost no pressure. I'm gonna need a paper though. Looks good. I don't see it moving. Squished glue out. That should be good.
It's a pretty old clamp you're using here. This was given to us by a guy in Boston who said it came from the Henry F. Miller factory. So it's 100 years old and it's still very useful for these things here. Beautiful thing. Got two of those. Yep. Scoring.
Need a hammer. 1 second.
Now I can say one thing, when we've had this piano a long time and those holes were already in there, so when we unglued all of this, we took them out. Might as well put them back in. But they are definitely, someone tried to repair this and that's going to be strong now. Okay, 1, 2, 3.
Here's the nice finished bottom. looks much better, not so patchy anymore. This is just black shellac. Everything's nice and smooth now. Looks much better. Next thing we're going to work on is this leg here. Make sure this leg chalk does what it needs to do. This does not touch the leg when the leg is on. I need to add a spacer behind the plate, just like the other one. This seems to be good. I need to make sure that these do not rattle when the legs are on. But this looks much better now. Chop work's coming along nicely. That piece is drying. Once we have the legs back on and the lyre all set up, we can flip it over and go after that key bed problem over there.